When you fly, you're in good hands with the cabin crew. They'll make sure that your flight is smooth and comfortable so that you can arrive at your destination feeling refreshed. But there are some things that airlines don't tell you about the cabin crew. Let's take a look at some of these secrets. Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about is why the cabin lights dim when landing. This is to prevent something called passenger afterglow. Passenger afterglow is a condition where passengers' eyes have difficulty adjusting to the low light conditions upon exiting the aircraft, particularly in the case of nighttime landings. During a typical flight, passengers are exposed to the bright cabin lighting, which keeps their eyes adjusted to higher light levels. However, when the cabin lights dim during descent for nighttime landings, many passengers' eyes struggle to adapt quickly enough to the change in lighting. This can lead to disorientation and an increased risk of injury as passengers exit the aircraft into an even darker environment. So by dimming the lights gradually, it gives the passengers' eyes more time to adjust, making for a safer disembarking experience. Next up, let's talk about what turbulence really means. When the pilot announces that there may be some turbulence ahead, it doesn't necessarily mean that the ride is about to get bumpy. Turbulence refers to any irregular movement of the air, which can cause the aircraft to shake or bump. While some turbulence can be quite intense, such as the kind you might experience in thunderstorms, most turbulence is relatively mild. In fact, it's so common that most flights encounter some level of turbulence during their journey. If the crew thinks that it might get too rough for the passengers, they will turn on the seatbelt sign and make an announcement so that everyone is prepared. So don't be alarmed if the pilot mentions turbulence because it's very normal and doesn't always mean a wild ride. Have you ever been on a flight where a passenger was being really disruptive? Well, it turns out that there's actually a code word that the cabin crew used to describe rude passengers. The term used is, passenger is being a Karen, which has become a popular slang term to describe a difficult customer. Now this phrase originated from the stereotype of middle-aged white women who were entitled and often demanded to speak to the manager whenever they encountered a problem. Nowadays, the term Karen has evolved to encompass any type of rude and entitled passenger regardless of gender or age. So the next time you hear a flight attendant talking about a passenger using the name Karen, you'll know that they're not referring to a person in particular, but rather describing a type of behavior. Have you ever noticed that flight attendants seem to wear red lipstick on nearly every flight? Well, it turns out that there's a good reason behind this seemingly insignificant detail. You see, back in the days when airline travel was still considered a luxury, flight attendants were expected to wear formal attire such as suits and ties. It was only later that the dress code became more relaxed and casual. However, the tradition of wearing red lipstick remained as a way to give flights a touch of elegance and sophistication. Additionally, red lipstick is highly visible from a distance, which can be helpful for safety purposes as it makes it easier for pilots and air traffic controllers to identify flight attendants on the ground. Today, while not all airlines require flight attendants to wear lipstick, it is still a common practice among many of them. And it serves as a reminder of the rich history and traditions of the airline industry. Have you ever wondered why the cabin crew counts the number of passengers getting off the plane? Well, there's a simple explanation behind this routine procedure. You see, airlines have a legal obligation to ensure the safety of all passengers and crew members on board. To fulfill this responsibility, they must maintain an accurate accounting of everyone who is on the plane. This is why the cabin crew is trained to count the number of passengers as they exit the aircraft. By doing so, they can verify that everyone has been accounted for and ensure that no one has been left behind. Additionally, this practice helps to prevent any potential issues such as delayed baggage or missed connections. While it may seem like a tedious task, counting passengers is an essential safety protocol that helps to protect everyone involved in the flight. Now, did you know that there are secret rest areas on some long-haul flights? Yeah, it turns out that some flights have hidden compartments for the crew to relax. These secret lairs are located behind the last row of passenger seats and are accessible only to flight attendants and other crew members. The idea is to give the crew a private and comfortable place to rest during long flights so that they can continue to provide excellent service to the passengers. The secret location of these crew rest areas adds an element of mystery and intrigue, making them an exciting discovery for those who find out about them. But it's important to remember that these areas are off limits to passengers and are meant to be used only by the crew for safety and privacy reasons. Next, let's talk about why crew members call the cockpit before entering it. When crew members need to enter the cockpit, they typically knock on the door and say, "Knock, knock," to which the pilots will respond, "Enter." This is a standard procedure that helps to ensure that the crew is not interrupting the pilots during a critical phase of flight. By knocking and announcing their presence, the crew can ensure that the pilots are aware of their entry into the cockpit and that they are ready to welcome them. This practice also allows the pilots to prepare for the crew's arrival by ensuring that all necessary information and materials are readily available. Overall, this simple tradition helps to maintain professionalism and communication between the crew and the pilots. Have you ever been curious about the purpose of the small opening in the airplane bathroom? Well, let me enlighten you on this mystery. That small opening is actually a ventilation shaft that helps to maintain air circulation within the bathroom. This is important for several reasons. Firstly, it helps to prevent the buildup of unpleasant odors in the bathroom by allowing stale air to be replaced with fresh air from the cabin. Secondly, it helps to regulate the temperature and humidity levels in the bathroom, making it more comfortable for passengers. Lastly, it plays a crucial role in emergency situations as it allows smoke and fumes to escape the bathroom in the event of a fire, helping to keep the rest of the cabin safe. So while it may seem like just a strange feature of the airplane bathroom, the ventilation shaft serves an important purpose in ensuring the comfort and safety of passengers and crew alike. Did you know that there is a special reason behind the placement of the emergency exit signs? Well, let me shed some light on this matter. You see, in the event of an emergency landing, the crew needs to evacuate the aircraft as quickly as possible. To facilitate this process, emergency exit signs are strategically placed above the emergency exits to provide clear and easy-to-follow guidance to passengers and crew members. These signs are designed to be highly visible, even in low light conditions, and they feature illuminated exit arrows that direct people to the nearest exit. Moreover, the signs are positioned at eye level with passengers seated to ensure that everyone can quickly identify the nearest exit without having to stand up or move around in a darkened cabin. By implementing these measures, airlines prioritize the safety and well-being of everyone on board, minimizing the risk of injury or confusion during an evacuation. So there you have it, 10 cabin crew secrets that airlines don't want you to know. From the real meaning of turbulence to the secret rest areas on long-haul flights, there's always more to discover about the world of cabin crew. We hope that you enjoyed learning about these secrets and that they've given you a new appreciation for the hard work and dedication of cabin crew members. At Harmonics Air Center, we're passionate about training the next generation of aviation professionals. Our state-of-the-art facilities and experienced instructors provide students with the knowledge and skills they need to succeed in the aviation industry. Whether you're interested in becoming a pilot, cabin crew member, or pursuing a career in aviation management, our programs are designed to help you reach your full potential. So if you're ready to take your career to new heights, we encourage you to apply now and join the Harmonics Air Center family. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.